So it finished West Ham 0, Everton 2. Obviously, I'm absolutely delighted with that result. I got the deficit and the result right, but I went 3-1. But a clean sheet, so really that's even better from an Everton perspective. I've got to say, from a point of view of an Everton fan, really impressed with the performance today. We set up the same as we did against Chelsea. The only difference was Kurt Zouma coming in for Yerry Mina, who's injured. And my goodness, weren't we glad of that today. It was crucial getting that early goal. I think also the fact we scored again from a corner. We haven't scored from corners in an absolutely obscene amount of time. You know, we're talking hundreds. It was honestly ridiculous. So we now scored 2 goals from corners consecutively, 2 games on the bounce. So really pleased with that as well. I think in terms of, you know, the game itself, getting that early goal really worked obviously in Everton's advantage. Got the fans, the home crowd a bit unsettled, and from then on as well, I think Everton were just playing some really nice football. Bernard down the left hand side just causing all kinds of trouble. The same with Richarlison as well on the other side, causing the fullbacks all kinds of trouble. I think Gomez was absolutely fantastic. Idrissa Gana in the centre of the park as well, defensive mid, was just sublime, won everything. Bernard as well. Gylfi Sigurdsson ran himself ragged. I think he had a really good game as well today. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I spoke to you guys a little bit about how he gets a bit of slack and a bit of stick, from a lot of Evertonians as well, saying he's not good enough and this, that and the other. And it's obvious we need to sign a striker, but I think the way he's come on has been exceptional. Some of his hold-up play is fantastic. He causes trouble. He's a big, strong, physical lad, tall lad. He runs himself into the ground as well. So yeah, I think we played some really nice football today. And it could have been a lot more than 2-0 up at half-time if it wasn't for Fabianski, who pulled off, you know, some remarkable saves one after the other. So it could have been a lot worse for West Ham if it wasn't for him between the sticks today. Of course, you know, we get the second sort of 10 minutes before the break through Bernard. He deserved his goal. It was an excellent team goal again. Made up for Seamus Coleman, who got the assist as well, cutting in from the right-hand side. And I think that really just killed the game off. It was important for Everton in the second half. West Ham came out stronger. They had a period of possession and you know, pressing where they put a little bit of pressure on Everton. But I've got to say, for even that period of time, there was just Jordan Pickford wasn't tested anything like enough. Everton weren't tested anything like enough today. I think it was relatively comfortable. I think Antonio coming on in the second half did make it a bit more difficult. He showed a bit of fight, a bit of desire, but Everton managed the game quite well. It was very different from what we saw as we capitulated away at Newcastle just a couple of weeks ago after, you know, taking that 2-goal lead in at half-time. So it was crucial that that didn't happen again today, and Marco Silva will be delighted. As I say, it could have been more. I guess from a West Ham point of view, it's frustrating. We said before the game as well how it would be, and I think much like at Goodison Park, it was crucial that we frustrated the home support, because it's the same at our place. If the fans are unhappy, you know, you go 20 minutes, you know, you're a goal down after the first 5, going in at half-time at 2-0, the boos are ringing out around the stadium. People start to leave. There's, you know, once the home fans get on your back, it makes it exceptionally hard for the home team to play, as we've seen at Goodison Park ourselves. So I think, you know, Everton will be made up with the way things went today. As I say, I'm happy with the performance as well. Big result that for us in terms of trying to get that 7th spot. So all smiles from here. But yes, thank you for having me on, guys, and I wish you the very best for the rest of the season, because we haven't got to play you anymore. So cheers, guys.
So before I start getting random comments and questions, this is my little pet water dragon called Jason, and he's having some attachment issues to me, so he's just going to chill on my arm. Otherwise, I was meant to go to the game this weekend, but I've had the lovely joys of moving in, so I missed the game. but watched it on a stream, and it's quite funny when I make a comment and say that we have one of our worst performances I've seen, and then we literally go and play like 10 times more worse, and it is so fucking embarrassing when you think before, can't get any worse, can it? And then it literally gets worse. I'm not entirely sure what Pellegrini's tactics or mind was prior to the game and the team selection. When I saw the lineup, I was very like, what the fuck? Like, it just seemed so bizarre. It just, like he just had a random little name picker and like, oh, there you go. I'm kind of questioning why Balbuena's not starting, and like why he had Perez, and it's just so, I know Anderson had a little ankle tweaky, but why you wouldn't play Antonio? Like, for me, it's not just the team to blame, but it's also Pellegrini's team selection as well. Like, you're literally saying you want to fight for 7th place, but then you put out a weak team. I wouldn't say all of it was weak, but a few players were weak. But then when you actually watch the game, everyone basically was just not on the A game. I mean, like, again, Fabianski's saving us from looking like absolute misery, and no one's really going out there fighting for 3 points. And it's, how many times have you got to sit around and wait for the team to wake up during the game? Like, it's just a waste of like time to just sit and watch a team play like shit. I was so furious. I just kind of had to just think about it for like a day or two, thinking, what the fuck happened? Like, it's just unacceptable to literally go and play the way that they did. Everyone was just sloppy in their own way again, and it's like they're not learning from their previous mistakes before. It's like, okay, we played really shit against Huddersfield, won by the skin of our teeth, but then when we go against Everton, we're still doing the same mistakes we made before. There goes my dragon. And it's just like, I'm just so over it. I'm so over it. This has been a bottle job from us, an absolute bottle job. Like, there's no point thinking anymore that we could even consider 7th place, because we just bottle it every single fucking time we get it. And then I'm reading all this stuff about, oh, how Arnautovic tells Pan to shut the fuck up, and all this malarkey, and it's like, it doesn't stop. You have like one shit fucking game, and then you have another fucking shit fucking game. It's twice as bad as your last shit fucking game, and then you have players like telling fans to shut the fuck up. Like, if you aren't performing the way that we expect you to perform and the way that you've been performing prior, expect some stick and fucking take it, and like, shut the fuck up and sit down. Like, you know that you're being a little floozy drama queen at the minute, and you know all eyes are going to be on you, so why make it worse for yourself and go and do that? It's just really immature, and it's like, don't fucking have this on the team, because it's just so much negativity from him, and obviously fuck knows what's going on in everyone else's mindset, but it's just like a big bowl of messy spaghetti and meatballs, and it's just not appetizing, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then it's like more like, because then we've got away games that literally are like not even at all like appealing, like Man United, Spurs. Unless any of them are going to bottle it like we bottle it, we've definitely ruined any chance, because we had an opportunity even when we was in Watford. fucked up, but then we just go and do what we do and fuck it up, but fuck it up like 20 times more. So fair play to Everton, because they deserve that win, because we were slacking in everything possible to even consider to win a game. And, you know, whatever Pellegrini says that, or we're still running in for 7th place, well, I don't think we are anymore, and he needs to be blamed, and so do the players. And if you're going to say in interviews and reports that it's not acceptable and we need to play better, then you need to go to your training ground and you need to do the work to be better, because I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, every game now, because it's going to be like, oh, I wonder if we can play just as bad as we did last time. That's how I'm going to feel. I'm just like, now it's been a few days, I'm just so over it. I'm so over it. I'm like, okay, Everton, fucking wank.